Hello and welcome to a Mini RTS video on Roblox. Now last time I did a pretty terrible job explaining what the game was and what it's about. Taking a pause on that, I am not sure what's going on as it sounds like I'm joining an already existing map as stuff is building, but I'm not too sure what is truly going on. I'm lagging a lot. And I am going to ally this fella over here. Now this is a new map, but I will play it just like usual, where I get as many farms down as soon as I can. Back to explaining the purpose of this game. Your goal is to build farms or oil rigs using builders, and then with the money you make from them, you're supposed to build training camps and try to go destroy other people's cores, which have a certain amount of health. And to me, this map is very weird because it is open with no water, but we should be able to make it through anyways. But we do have a problem on our hands as Purple is not trying to ally us. And honestly, I've not played the game for a while, but I do hear that they added helicopters in the vehicle factory, so we are going to both experience what it does together. Finally, Purple has come to their senses and allied me, which is going to make it much easier for the two of us. And now I'm going to do that silly little move. What? You just got rid of it. How? I placed it there. This fella is annoying. That's a-okay though, as instead I guess we can just get a couple of shotgunners, maybe a couple gunners, and we will go start to take their stuff. Also, I'll throw a sniper in there too. And now I'm gonna send all of these units over here, and I'll try to take over this whole area. Now they're trying to build a training camp quickly, but that is not going to be happening on my watch, and I will just get rid of everything all in the middle. And now I'm just gonna start taking their farms over here. And now I'm going to build actually I'm not gonna build this gold mine here, and instead I'm going to go over here and place a turret. And now we have pretty much crippled Blue's income, which is going to be very, very good for us. And now I'm going to try to, maybe not. I'd rather just get that. And now I'm going to build a second turret as I want to keep total control of this area. And luckily, we still have our sniper, which means that we can win this engagement pretty much because we have range. And now we'll make a ton more units. And now I think we can start actually saving up. And I got another one of his soldiers. That's pretty nice. Now it seems like Purple is in trouble as their farms are being taken over. But I'm gonna let them fight it out for just a little bit longer so that I can continue developing and getting more income. With that said, we can destroy a ton of Blue's progress over here and waste a lot of their money and get a little money for ourselves. And we are probably gonna lose these soldiers, but it should be worth it because we are going to take over a lot of their stuff. And that is a lot of progress wiped out, but it is a-okay. Right now, I am just going to build another turret because I think they might try to take over. And we've got a problem over here with green pushing in on us. Luckily, Purple has gotten some tanks now, so it should be all okay. And now I'm just going to build a couple of walls here too. Now I'm going to spend a little more money and get ourselves another gold mine. And it looks like they might be trying to attack us. But hopefully we should be able to prevent it with these walls. Now they actually got a missile truck, which is not good. So now I am going to try to get my teammate to help. And now our foothold has been completely destroyed in this area. And I've now figured out how to get helicopters, and that is by using the helipad, which is super expensive and super late game. And we are really being pushed on, so we are going to have to try our best to hold them off with just one tank. Now, I'm not sure these fellows are the sharpest tools in the shed because they only have one training camp, 0 protection, and terrible income. Which means if I just destroy this training camp, they are going to be crippled for at least a little bit of time. Now, these fellows have a tank and a missile truck, which means I have to do the same. And they really are getting a major foothold and might really not be stoppable at this point. But I am going to continue to attack Blue. Red is going to try to defend, which honestly isn't that smart. Oh, they're trying to defend their gold farm, which I'm not going to let them because that's not in my best interest. I am going to get a couple of light tanks though, And I'm not sure what red is doing, but they might be trying to protect blue's base. Nonetheless, I am going to use this tank to do a lot of damage to their income. Now it also seems red is trying to attack me, which I really do not like. So I'm going to make... well, I can't make more tanks, I guess. But we are going to build a house, which will allow us to do that. And honestly, that probably wasn't a good idea, as they just lost a fair share of their force right there. But hey, who am I to judge? Right now, though, I am going to make a ton of gunners and try to stop them with this little force I have. And luckily we were able to recover our vehicle factory, and in a minute we will repair our core too. For now though, that's a win in my book, and I am going to try to get my income back. And I'm gonna just right here do the good old silly Billy and just place a turret right on them and build it now. And truly blue is oblivious, because now we will just take all of their soldiers and also make money from getting this, and then we'll also have a foothold to build. And it also offers us protection too. And honestly, I think I'm going to do the same thing over here so we can protect the gold farm and also get rid of their farm. Now these fellas have a helicopter. Again, I'm not sure what they're going to do, so I'm probably going to get steamrolled because of it. Now checking on purple, they actually seem to be doing very well. And right now I'm pretty sure red is going to try to take me out because that is a lot of force. Also, the helicopter is a little worse than I thought it would be, as I should maybe be able to take it out with this, but it is definitely going to burn down. Honestly though, I think the move here is to go for blue with a missile truck over here and just start blasting them. But we do need to build another house so we can continue to increase our capacity for more vehicles. And I'm pretty sure they are going to try to take my turret away from me, but that's not going to work. I hope not, at least, because the turret is very good. And now I'm just going to send my builders to go repair it. And now it is time to just send all of my units in to attack blue. Now I'm going to send the missile trucks behind the tree so that they have some cover. Everything else is going to go around and just attack the core. And this should be blue completely eliminated from the picture. And there we go. That is his teammate knocked out, which I am very proud of. Now I'm going to get a couple of Humvees because now I am about to be under attack by a whole army, and I am going to ask for help. But it seems they are actually maybe retreating or maybe just trying to destroy my stuff. I honestly have no clue. But what I do know is that I'm going to go over here and start taking these tiles and start building oil rigs and whatnot. Now red is being pushed onto the defense and is really fortifying their base. On the other hand, I'm about to get annihilated because these fellas are sending about 700 helicopters my way, which I don't think I can really deal with without the core, so I am going to take all of my vehicles back and I guess just do my best to protect myself. I'll try to intercept the tail end of this, but it's over. Fellas, it was a good run. New map, new items like helicopters. I think we did pretty well for that. Now, actually, they are retreating. I think they realized I might be able to survive it, or maybe purple went for their base. I honestly don't know what happened, but that was a good call by them, which gives me a lot more time to get ready. For now, though, I am going to continue building my sources of income. And I think purple tried to attack red and lost all of their army, which also gives red a lot more money, which really is not good for me or for them. But now I do kind of have my income back, so I should be a little more useful. And hopefully he does not use these two helicopters to take out my income, because otherwise we're pretty much just done. And once again, they are coming for me and killing my poor innocent civilian builders. Nonetheless, it means it is time to start making more things. And that includes a training camp, as I think gunners or rocketers might be very helpful in getting rid of these helicopters. But honestly, what Red is doing is making me waste money on development and then destroying it all. And we can actually get a decent number of gunners, which hopefully will help, but it probably won't. Wait, there might be a chance no, we're done. Alright, good game, fellas, but it's the end for us. Now, I have talked about before my favorite part of the game being the leaderboard, and it looks like I did very good for how much money I had. In fact, I had the most kills, second most damage, and third highest income, which to me is a win, because we did more with less. But now it is time for our second match on Submit, and hopefully we aren't completely cornered. We can ally purple. Hopefully we can get a win in the bag, as I have yet to do that. With that said, I do need this fella to accept the ally request, but we should be able to do fine on our own for a little bit of time at least. Now, I think the method for this match is going to be to play aggressive. Now, just because you have a ton of tiles over here, I don't think that they're really gonna fuss over me taking this and instantly make a training camp, so that's going to be my move for now. I'm going to get another builder and then build a tile there and a tile there. Yellow might also just not be playing. They might have gone away somewhere. Who knows? But for me, a win is a win. Also, purple might also be away, which means I could probably take those farms too. I'm gonna send this builder over here, and then after this fella finishes building that, send them over there. And we can also go over there. We'll build our third farm. And now I'm sort of having a feeling that my game is crashed or something. I have been having problems with Roblox. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get disconnected. These fellas got disconnected. They haven't done a thing. And I'm pretty sure everyone just got booted out of the server because of a Roblox problem. But it looks like this alliance is being broken, which is going to level the playing field much more. And we also have a nook over here where we can build. So I'm going to save up and get an oil pump. Actually, I'm just going to build a farm because right now I would like to get a training camp or a vehicle factory and then at least get a couple of missiles off over here. I guess I might as well join this alliance, and I want to get a couple of missiles off here and over here just so I can actually get the houses from these players. But I will need to get a gold farm first because we need a lot of money for that. And yellow has started moving, but not much. They only have an oil rig down, which is again good for me. And now we can place our gold farm, and then we will get a couple more builders, and then we will start replacing our regular farms with gold mines. Also, still everyone appears to be doing nothing except green. Green is moving a little bit, but not a ton. And now we will start replacing our farms. And as I thought, yellow really isn't fussing about me taking this because they can go and take all of these farms. And now we are making so much money. And I think they might, yep, they built a training camp, which means we are going to do that for ourselves and get a lot more troops because we have a lot more money. But again, I am going to continue to replace my farms. Now we're going to get some shotgunners, some snipers, and a couple of gunners. And of course, we're going to need to build a house to support all of that. In the meantime, with the troops I have, I'm going to move them over here so they cannot take my farm. Bam, that's our house down. And now I'll move these builders over to this other farm. Now, I'm not sure what their plan is, but it's probably not going to work because I have a lot more troops and a lot more money. And really, I had such a good start, I think I pretty much just automatically win this. I accidentally killed one of my builders. I meant to get rid of the farm. Unfortunate, but okay. And these fellas are going to stay over here and actually build me a vehicle factory. And now we'll get quite a few gunners. Probably not that much, actually. And again, I'm not sure what these fellows are thinking, but they might not even be thinking. And we have gotten rid of his whole army. And now I'm just going to get a couple of missile trucks and start repairing what has been broken. And purple has now been destroyed, unfortunately, which does not mean I get their stuff. But what it does mean is I can take this farm right here. And checking on everybody else, pretty much nothing is happening. Blue is having to fight green. They still aren't doing too well. And we are just going to take this oil pumping. And now we'll start targeting the building too. I'll upgrade this farm and get quite a few more builders. Red has disconnected. And now I would like to make a harbor. And unfortunately, they are fighting back, but it should not be too big of a problem as I can just get a ton more. And it seems we might actually win this encounter, even though they have 3. Never mind. That's everything we've worked for gone. Not really. We're good. What I will do, though, is build quite a few more houses, and instead we are going to go attack them. Well, that is my light tank absolutely annihilated, but this should be okay as we should still be able to take over everything. And now I am going to get a speedboat and put 4 builders on it so we can claim over here and fortify it. Additionally, I'm going to make 2 builder boats. And somehow, yellow has enough money to make a vehicle factory, which is probably because they have a gold mine over here. And we can't be letting that happen. And now it is time to take all of these fellas onto our barge. Actually, I'm just gonna go make a few oil rigs first, because we have lots and lots of money. Then we'll put all of these builders onto the barge and get them over here. And we have taken the gold mine, which is very helpful for us. And now we'll send more vehicles so we can finish what we have started. We can build another oil rig and 2 gold farms. Now, like a good teammate, green is trying to help, but really all that's going to do is make them vulnerable to blue, and they are still going to get steamrolled. But we need to get more missile trucks, more tanks, and more Humvees still. And now it is time to fortify this island. Now I'm going to send my builder boats over here so we can get another oil rig. And yellow is going to let their core burn down because their builder, oh no, their builder is repairing, unfortunately. But I think we should be able to just stop that with a couple of missile trucks. Now I'm going to get my income back. And now we can finish building and fortifying over here. And now we can finally destroy their core. And now we are just making an absolutely insane amount of money. Now we're going to make more builders so that we can make more houses. Also, I do want to experiment with the helipad and see what it does. And honestly, I think it's builder o'clock as we are going to start taking all of these tiles too. We'll get a lot of houses down. And now I'm just going to try to get a helicopter. And now I'm going to take this oil rig too. And now I'll take my builders over here so we can start building there. Now my teammate has also disconnected, presumably because they are getting maybe steamrolled. I'm not too sure. But with our builders landed, we can now start taking these tiles. Now I'm going to build a ton of defense over here. And I am now fighting this fella and taking their gold mine. And now we're just going to make a ton of helicopters so that I can just send them over and like bully this guy. And the first way I'll do that is by taking some of his income. Now I'm going to take this gold farm too. Also, we've got our oil rig here. And again, we are making some crazy money. And this fella is trying to destroy my poor little helicopter, which makes me feel bad. It's very sad. And I am just absolutely destroying everything he has as my light helicopter is shooting missiles. And there that goes. We're really reaching total control, aren't we? I'm going to destroy this and do my best to protect my fellas over here. No! No, they're gone! Oh, the helicopter's coming in for backup. Look at that. That's really helpful, actually. Now we are going to lose this, but we can still build our gold farm. Now we really don't need this turret anymore, so we will get rid of it. Now I'm going to send even more helicopters over for backup. And also make even more helicopters. Of course, we're gonna build our gold farm and then build everything else over here and fortify a very large wall. And with our last spot occupied, I'm actually going to build a training camp so that we can get more builders and soldiers, and then I'm going to build a lot of vehicle factories. And the home front is looking good, but just to be safe, we will also put some walls over here. Also, we'll get a couple more builders so we can get up our defenses faster. And once again, they are trying to get their gold farm back, which I do not like, so I'm going to go destroy it from over the trees. Also, they are sending some sort of missile truck, some amount of them, I'm not too sure, but that means that we have to get a missile defense system. In fact, I think we could get 2. Now, we did lose something, but that should be fine as we should be able to now protect, and we'll send our attack helicopters onto this fella. Whoa, that is a beam. Now, my teammate has gotten annihilated, unfortunately, but it should be just fine. And now we'll get our walls up to gate, and why not also a helipad? Now we are also destroying this fella's gold mine. We are going to now retreat so he doesn't destroy our trucks. And now we should really just have an easy victory ahead of us. And of course we have another light helicopter, which is going to make our jobs much easier. We're going to get some heavy tanks, some Humvees, and of course our missile interceptors are going to do their jobs well. And we'll even get some more helicopters too. Also, just because I want to, I'm going to build a hospital and get even more helicopters. And of course we're going to send this helicopter over here so it can get healed. And now we're just going to send every unit we have over here. And this fella is about to get absolutely raided, blasted, and he is going to lose. I think the first step of our operation is to send in the vehicles so they take the brunt of the damage. And then we'll send our helicopters, which do so much damage, in to really just, do damage and take everything he has. And there goes his core. Now, honestly, I think helicopters are a little overpowered. They might need to be nerfed, because once you get a lot of money, there's nothing you can do. And I think a helicopter back there just actually did a victory dance, which I don't blame them. And again, we've got the leaderboards again. And it truly was not a fair match, as we had the most income. And I honestly will not consider it a real win. And I say this because literally half of the server was out before they could do anything, and after that I had a whole half of a map to myself to make money, which is why I had the most income. But regardless, that was a fun match. It also seems we have completed a mission, and we will just get a couple of gems for it. Overall, I think we had a good performance. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I really appreciate you watching, and if you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. In the meantime, have yourself a great day.